Off work sports. Amid all the fireworks last night, we had some new things happening in the NBA. I mentioned Wild Wild West time. It's crazy. There's action everywhere with movement, and teams are still plotting, trying to make their way in a path either for the playoffs, a championship run, or maybe just a rebuild step. Right now, as we look at it, a couple players are still in the action, and the big one obviously is Kawhi Leonard. And my next one is DeMarcus Cousins. Where are they going to end up landing? DeMarcus Cousins, it appears, does not have as many offers as he expected. So the Warriors experiment where he was going to, play with a championship team, make him look pretty good, I wouldn't want to say it failed, but it's kind of, in a lull right now. Doesn't appear I think teams are just waiting on Kawhi and then figuring out what the next move is. Once Kawhi's move is in place, I think we'll start to see the offers for DeMarcus Cousins. Hate to say he's the last option. With that said, what is happening around on the smaller market with the players that we don't think about as much and team needs? Looking down the list, looking at Raul Neto, right? The point guard of the Utah Jazz. They start to load up on this point guard position. Load up, Utah, right? They made the trade for Mike Conley, right? Then they add Emmanuel Mudiay. So there's a couple odd people out. Ricky Rubio has left, and so has Raul Neto. He is now a member of the Philadelphia 76ers. And TJ McConnell is also gone, so that it leaves room for playing time. Raul Neto may be going into one of his best situations of his career where he's going to finally have the minutes. I thought he was a solid guard. He had great potential. This is a great opportunity for him to play with a team and possibly get, maybe 5 to 10 minutes carve his way per game if no other trades are made. Next up, Mr. Layman. I was surprised at this one. I liked Mr. Layman for the Trailblazers. However, he was behind Aminu. He's behind the player they just got, what's his name from the Cavaliers? His name is gone for me right now. But anyhow, he was behind those small forwards. But Harkless is gone as well. So he kind of played the small forward in little lapses. So Amino, Harkless, and the Cavaliers small forward they just got, it made sense. Okay, it's kind of loaded right now. But when you move those two guys, I thought, okay, now Layman has an opportunity, but that's not how it's laid out because of the recent Kent Bazemore signing for the Trailblazers. Layman is the odd man out, headed over to Minnesota. So Minnesota is really loading up. Not a bad offseason. They're really loading up on this 1-year contract type players, trying to figure out, hey, are these players going to make it happen? If they do, we got them. Vonleh was one of them. Now we got Mr. Layman. And there's a couple others that they're signing up real fast, trying to get in the ball game. So Layman signs and reaches agreement with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Next up, Kyle Korver, Javon Carter. The move has been made. Josh Jackson and Deontay Melton are gone. Okay, I don't understand this play here. I like Josh Jackson, but there's been a lot of rumors on the internet of little things that have been happening off the court, which sensibly make me say there's a potential that he could have been moved. So now Josh Jackson is on the move, headed up to the Grizzlies to join Mr. John Morant. The Grizzlies are putting together not a bad offseason, okay? They're really starting to rebuild. This is not a team that's looking for the playoffs. It's not a team looking for a championship, but they're definitely a rebuild team. And so not bad moves from this team. I like what they've done on this move. But the Suns, I do not know what direction they're headed in, but their leadership obviously has a plan. I'm assuming it's all Splash Brothers lineup, and that's kind of where they're going with their recent pick in the draft for another three-point shooter named Cam Johnson. Next up, I talked about McConnell. McConnell looked at the exit of Mr. Collison. Remember, Darren Collison has retired, pursued some religious specialties going out in the field. Believe he's Mormon, or Jehovah's Witness. So he's going to go do that for a couple years, maybe come back, maybe not, maybe fully retire. Looks like he's retired. But now TJ McConnell realizes an opportunity and signs a 2-year deal with the Pacers. So excellent move for the Pacers. However, for the 76ers, they are depleted. I mean, really, they are totally depleted. They have lost a lot of their key members. They've lost Butler. They've lost Redick. Now they lose McConnell. Some of their grit inside. I don't know what they're doing right now, and hopefully they don't expect to reach the same spot they reached last year without Jimmy Butler, without J.J. Redick. Hopefully they understand that this is a wrap. It's a different ball game right now for this team. We are going to see how this ends up for them. J.J. Redick again is gone. T.J.'s gone, but T.J. gets an opportunity to play with the Pacers. We'll see what happens there. Markieff Morris, Pistons slowly but surely putting up a very, very nice lineup for themselves. They have really done themselves well in this offseason. They were able to sign Markieff Morris, one of the twins, a solid contributor. He is a Piston through and through. He looked like a Pistons from the day he was born. I mean, this is a perfect match made in heaven for the Pistons. Look out for the Pistons next year. Great moves for their leadership, quietly making great moves. They have a lot of talent. Let's see where it takes them. Pistons are definitely in the playoff hunt. Boban, again, it's nuts. It is nuts the amount of movement I'm seeing from the 76ers. Big Boban is gone, headed to the All-Euro team. The All-Euro team is the Dallas Mavericks, and that is where Boban is headed at 7'3" with a 2-year, $7 million deal. Great opportunity for Boban to make some things happen and get some playing time. I'm excited for him. But again, the 76ers, are you going to get Taco Fall? I mean, I don't know. I love Boban in stretches. They did add Al Horford. But, man, I mean, they have depleted their roster. I am scared to what we'll see. They can't. Anyone that says that the Sixers are the favorites, I think has to get their head checked. Horford and Embiid are the same position. Are you hiring Horford as your backup? That's what it appears like. And now you lost your 3-point shooting. Very interesting position. Let's see who steps up. Maybe there's some players that step up and make some things happen. I'm going to go back to the third because there's a couple things I missed at the end of the day. Quickly, Hill. Yep. Where's my man Hill at? I'm trying to get this up. I killed you guys. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm taking too long, and I'm killing it. But there's a couple more moves here. I'm trying to read through them. Yeah, so Quinn Cook resigns. There we go. And then, so that's fine. Leonard is still open. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is this Hill thing going on. Darius Miller resigns with the Pelicans. Okay, that's interesting. You signed D. Miller for about $7 million a year. That's interesting. I don't know about that, but he's a 3-point shooter, right? Redick and Miller, interesting. I'm trying to figure out if this is George Hill or not, or is this the Hill from Solomon Hill from the Pelicans. I don't want to go there. I'm going to leave it off. This is a video, so I can't do that. That said, small moves being made. I know Parsons, they're talking about Parsons possibly making a move. We're going to see where he ends up. I believe he may be headed to the Atlanta Hawks. We shall see. But again, he is. So again, the Atlanta Hawks did sign Chandler Parsons. And it was, Solomon Hill and Miles Plumlee. I finally can freaking read. That was a trade. Solomon Hill and Miles go over to Grizzlies, and Chandler Parsons heads over to Atlanta. Great move for both teams. I think solid. They'll both get minutes on both sides. So great moves. That's the end of the free agent talk on the on the post-dated 4th of July messaging as everyone was watching the fireworks. We'll see what's up next. Off Work Sports, just hitting it up as you're hitting it up. I'm out. Peace.